welcome to another episode of, well, hopefully not a silent episode of Kerbal Space Program this time. I'm gonna do my best to remember to use my key in and not just talk into the microphone. Last time we made Jeb. Jebediah Braves orbiting the planet. Let's see if I fixed my settings too, because last time it was running a little bit too graphical. Alright, seems to be running a lot smoother today. So, what do we have for science? 160 science. We could go more aerodynamics and make some more jets. Or even propeller plane. Or we could aim for space. I think fuel lines would be our best bet for going into space. Larger fuel tanks as well. But I could also use some science stuff. This science stuff down here seems to be very useful if I get onto a planet. But I don't know if I'm going to be hitting the moon up anytime soon. I don't really want to be stranding any Kerbals. Takes a lot of science. So that looks like it's good for little rockets. Alright, let's get ourselves some fuel lines. And what else should we get ourselves? Well, if we're going to start with the landed research, we're going to need this one first. We got to get all three of these together pretty much, because one of them has the control station, one of them has the power station, and the other one has a monitor. So, and as you read this, needs a deployed power unit and a control station to operate. Whereas this one needs a deployed power unit to operate. The deployed power unit needs a deployed central station to operate, and also a trained engineer, or this part will only produce enough power for the other unit. So, I'm going to avoid those for now. I haven't done much in space, I haven't even hit orbit yet. So, we could do heavy rocketry, but I don't think I'm going to need that now that I got the fuel lines. Don't really think I need wings or the reaction wheels. Some nose cones might be nice, and protective shells. Some fairings might be nice. Especially if I wanted to go to the Mun or something. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that one. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I can't do math. Why am I even worried about that? I don't have the science for it. Alright, so right now, My max vehicle launch weight is 140 tons, and my max pieces is 30. And ignore my moody dog. I can upgrade that to get 255 parts, but I don't think I need that right now. So let's just make a rocket. Alright. Should I try an unmanned probe? You know what? I need to check two contracts I have. Alright, contract. So active. I have orbit curving. What else do I have? There's a lot of conduct focus observationals. I can get some free drogue shoots. I don't like these missions because they have very specific altitude and speed they need to be at. Where do they just want to go? They want to go to a suborbital spaceflight on Kerbal. Is there a specific place that they need to go, or is it just a suborbital trip and then come back? I can make 100 grand. Does it say how? Alright. I've charted a tour to see the sites right here on Kerbal and keep them alive and show them a good time. I don't know if it has to go to a specific location or not, though. So you know what? Let's give it a try. So we're gonna take Valentina because she's my pro pilot. Oh, she's the same as Jebediah, but then I need 4 people. Payload, is it? No, it is under... I don't remember. There we go. Actually, I have an idea. Let's make this fancy. Let's go with some decent sized fuel tanks. Don't know how high of a suborbital they want me to go. Oh, these can't mount sideways. Those are way bigger than I wanted. Alright, so I'm gonna go aerodynamics. I never ended up getting those nose cones. I'm not gonna make it a jet, there's no point yet. But what I am gonna do is make it so it's got nice cross fuel. We're gonna get pretty high on parts. But I'm going to try to make this thing be able to return all the way back. So what I'm actually going to do make this a jet. But I just realized I mounted these wrong. I want them mounted like wings. That way. I almost wonder if I should just build this in the lab. So I'm going to limit these and make them, that one deals with pitch, this one deals with yaw. I'm going to reduce that down. This one deals with roll. Oops, only roll, not take away roll. Get rid of some of its authority limiter. So set that one to 15. Alright, so we have 4 spare parts. Still gotta get my Kerbals in before I forget. Don't know if this is gonna go far enough yet, but oh wait. Maybe I should put some parachutes on just, oh wait, I need landing gear. Landing gear would definitely help. I have enough thrust to weight, right? Oh, I don't. Interesting. I might have to switch this over to the lab. Alright, so let's switch editors. Let's see how my... That always seems to happen when I build it in this fab. So I don't know why I don't have a proper lift surface. We'll see if it flies. Let's fix these. And with the way I have it set up, I have the huge thrust engine running out of fuel first, and these smaller ones should be able to get me to come back. Let's see if it works that way. What should we name it? Why do I only see one crew cabin? Everything's all messed up now. Alright, let's rebuild this because it's going all kinds of glitchy. Payload, no, I always do that. Utility, let's get some extra Kerbal passengers. Put my fuel tanks back on. And then put my little engines on there. Now let's see if the lift surfaces are going to work for me. Oh dear, we're having this issue still. Well, I guess we'll find out if it flies. Playing easy for a reason. Alright, so now all I need is my landing gear, my tail. Set this one to pitch and 10 authority limiter. Down to yaw, and 10 authority limiter. And just grab the whole thing, bring her up there. Alright, let's see if she flies. Oh. Let's try that again. Now, I wonder if these runways are still acting up the way they were before. Oh, hold on. It would help if I brought the Kerbals that I said I needed to bring. Alright, tourists. Jebediah is going to take you for a trip. As long as his plan flies. Probably won't need that much thrust. Alright, let's see how I'm going to do for fuel. She's a heavy rocket. I didn't put my back landing gear far enough forward, I don't think, so I'm going to have to go right off the edge. Okay, she is not flying. Alright, so start the whole build over again because it does not like switching vehicle assembly units. I wonder if I can make it with just one if I have enough, one engine if I had enough fuel. Maybe I do it with two. Get rid of the smaller ones. Oh no, I'm gonna keep the design. I like the design. There we go, now I got the proper lift, which is nice. Alright, let's figure out where the wings need to be. Fix that for my OCD. There we go. Now on aerodynamics. And let's move these back. I wish I had a way of draining all of the fuel tanks. So I can see what the... Oh, we'll see how she flies. Maybe she'll crash or burn. Alright, so now I need landing gear. Technically I should try to bring some science along, but I'm just trying to fulfill these two contracts with a craft that should be able to land on its own. Let's do some. I want to get those rear landing gear a little higher. Gives me a bit better of a stance. My center of lift is a little far forward for what I want. But I'm hoping as the fuel drains, the center of mass will actually move forward some. So let's find out. Yes, Jebediah forgot his passengers. Let's just revert flight so I don't have to deal with all of the science gains. Alright, passengers, let's go. Alright, let's see if this one wants to fly. Don't quite need that much throttle. We got lots of power on this thing. We're gonna burn through shitloads of fuel for what we're doing. But I don't really have decent jet engines yet to do what I want to do. Oh, and I didn't change the gimbal on any of that stuff by the looks of it. Oh dear, oh dear. No, no, settle down. Settle down. Oh. We're doing some crazy stunts. Okay, this is not working. Sorry, Jeb. You have killed your passengers. Right, so why is it acting up? Alright, so why did you not want to fly? Alright, that should fix that. Sucks that I can't lift off. I might have too much weight for the amount of wings I have, because I got a lot of fuel on this craft. But let's find out. Okay, there we go. Got my wings up. Let's see how we're gonna do for fuel. The way I have it fuel line set up is these outer engines should last longer than the center one. So I just have to make sure I can have enough fuel to get this thing suborbital to make these passengers happy. Let's see who we have. Gilney, Rodhat, Lindber, and Aldos. They all are related because they're all Kermans. Let's see if I have enough thrust. Oh, all my tanks are draining evenly, which I thought they had changed. So set up a fuel line. That's fine. Alright. I really need to, I can always move fuel. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this thing high enough. I don't know how high they actually want to go on their mission. Will leaving atmosphere be enough for them? Because that's about all they're going to have the fuel for. let's stop at 90. I'm gonna lose some altitude and stuff on the way down. But what I'm gonna do nope, I did not want. So this tank and this tank. Oh, I can't move anything out. Oh, that's a problem. Well, there's always this option. Shut that down. Let's see if these guys are very happy with their flight or not. Didn't bring any way of generating electric charge. Do these have alternators? They do not. So that could be a problem. I don't necessarily need it because I do have a pilot and I do have what's it called? Elveron. I have wings and stuff like that. Tail fins and stuff like that. So I can still control the craft if I run out of electricity. So they just got their suborbital, which is good. Now I need to see if I can land this thing with what little fuel I have left. 150 oxidizer and 123 liquid fuel. So for now, let's turn off SAS. Save as much electrical charge as we can. And we shall see where we end up. Alright, I'm re-entering atmosphere now. I shouldn't have to do much. This plane should, if its weight is still okay, should self-center. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to turn on that last engine and hope I can land this thing like a rocket with that little bit of fuel that I have left. Which is not going to work out very well. But we will find out. I also hope I don't come in too fast. With my wing surface, hopefully I can float her upwards enough and slow my descent. Actually, I'm going to turn my SAS on now. Because I'm starting to hit some atmosphere. I can start to slow myself down. Do a belly flop in. If I can hold this attitude, I should bring my prograde up before I burn up. But I am dropping really fast. So I might have some problems on re-entry. My passenger tickets are pretty strict G-forces, but we've got our speed down enough, I think. I also don't know if I'm landing in an ocean. Looks like I might be. It's really hard to tell in the dark. Maybe I should have waited until daytime for the launch. Alright, we have vehicular control now. Oh, don't put too hard. Alright, we've slowed ourselves down. Let's bring her down. Nice, gentle. We got a little toasty, guys, but if you look out to the right, you'll see a lot of darkness. If you look out to the left, you'll also see a lot of darkness. Alright, so we've slowed her down. Let's start bringing her down. We're probably going something like Mach 1 or 2 right now. I don't actually have any mods that will tell me. But somewhere between Mach 1 and 2. As my speed decreases, or as I get lower in the atmosphere, I'm losing delta V, but that shouldn't really matter because I just got to be able to bring this thing down. Switch my navigation over to, or my altitude over to surface height so I don't misjudge my height. Alright. I think I'm just going to try to coast over to the next landmass. See if I can make it that far. Just able to start seeing it on the horizon. It's not quite flat anymore. See some clouds below me. I'm hoping I can level up Jebediah so he can actually start following prograde. Be very useful soon. Alright, well I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to that landmass. Because we are starting to descend. We've burnt off most of our speed. So I might have to do a water landing. I hope everybody knows how to swim. Because I don't think this thing floats that well. Maybe it will. Almost empty fuselages. We should be able to float. I'll make sure to bring the tail down first, so if I do break off any parts, I don't kill any of my tourists. I don't think they'll appreciate that. Let's bring our attitude back up to horizon. See if we can get ourselves to that landmass. Burn for a little bit. Try to save myself 100 liquid fuel. It's hard to tell, but I might be getting close to that land. $110 liquid fuel left. About 5 more liquid fuel, and then I'm just gonna let her drop. Save that last bit for landing if I need to. Alright, there's 100 fuel left. Might turn these engines off, turn this engine on. Oh, I don't know if this one has an alternator either. Oh, there's the alternator. Yeah, so those side ones don't have an alternator, so just to save some electric charge, so I still have some torque wheels. I'll probably just run that center, less fuel efficient engine. Alright. As long as I come down at less than 10 degrees, I should be able to maintain enough speed to not fall out of the sky. Gotta watch my prograde, make sure it doesn't start to drop off. For some reason my plane does drift to the left. Not 100% sure of why. Maybe I'm not perfectly level, I'm not sure. Alright, it's coming down at 105 meters a second. Definitely not going to make it to land. But a water landing shouldn't be too dangerous. Alright, let's give myself a little bit of electric charge. Try to get myself up to 25 electric charge. It's half capacity at least. Almost got 25 electric charge. Gonna have to start slowing her down soon. Should have enough control with the craft to land it without using the torque wheels. So let's try to put her down nice and gentle in the lake. A very, very big lake. And by very big lake, I mean ocean. Alright. Well, this thing flies pretty well. It's doing 70 meters a second and it's still holding pretty true. Like I said, I'm not quite sure why it's drifting off to the right, or to the left, but let's get the nose up and bring her down nice and slow. Made a bit of a noise, but we managed to survive the landing with all parts intact. So, let's see what I can get for crew report. Nothing new. Let's see if I can grab a surface sample or anything. Nothing new. So let's get this ship recovered. Get my money for bringing all these people. Alright, well I got my $100 for bringing those contracts back. let's see if I can get both my pilots to orbit the planet. I'm not going to bring up any science for the first time because I do have low altitude science done. So if I put that with one of these, first thing I want to do is check my staging. Definitely don't want. So right now I have enough thrust to weight, but not enough delta V to get orb. So what I will do Alright, so I have plenty of thrust to weight. Alright. Alright, that's kind of a risky wing positioning, but hopefully that will help me be able to go true. Which engines pop off first? So these two are the last two. Now, is that enough delta V? Don't actually know. 100% sure of how much delta V I need to get orbital. I know it partially depends on how efficient you fly. It may or may not be. I know you need 2200 meters a second-ish to orbit, to hit orbit speeds. Faster than I'd like to go, but we should be alright. Get rid of 2 of these boosters in a few seconds. As they self-destruct. Oops, turned the wrong way there. Get rid of these ones. Get clear of those, kill my enemies. Let's just tip ourselves a bit this way. What did I get my AP up to? 70,000. I think this craft should be able to do it. Let me get that to about 85 and then I'll coast closer to it. So I'm almost out of fuel on that stage there. So now I just need to do a very, very long burn to try to push for this orbit. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. See if I can get my AP going a little further away from me. I don't want to catch it too soon. finally gonna get orbital. I just hope I have enough parachutes to bring this thing back down. Oh, I guess he leveled up, because I can now follow prograde. Alright, I've achieved a stable orbit. So no new crew report. And I'm pretty sure I can't eat. But yes, they have both leveled up now. Perfect. And I've got lots of fuel left. So what I'm gonna do... time warp a ways around the planet. Tell them about pointing away from the planet. I'll turn retrograde and burn till my PE drops to 40. Oops, a little bit too far. But we'll see if we can bring ourselves back close to Kerbal Center. I don't know. I have enough fuel to retro burn to probably bring us down there. But let's see what happens. I know right now we'll coast right past. Oh, actually, I'm hitting atmosphere a lot further back than I realized. So maybe we should be able to take a pretty good burn. Alright, so let's see how well we come in. My PE should work its way over towards Kerbal. If I have to start burning, I will burn. Got plenty of fuel. We'll try to save as much of it as I can. Doing a 4 times time warp, with a physical time warp, because that's the best I can do while in atmosphere. Oh, we're starting to get warm. But these engines should be able to take the heat. I think I'm going to end up dropping too short. Almost 100% sure. Yes, definitely going to land too short. Alright, so I definitely had enough parachutes. Definitely had enough parachutes. Let's bring ourselves down close to the ground. See if I can land this thing without tipping it and breaking. But I'm on some hills, so unlikely. Alright, so actually it's reasonable. Well, not really flat, but alright, that engine's not doing anything. Alright, so we've managed to land. Alright, so my pilots now can follow prograde. They've leveled up once. Alright, so what contracts, oops, that's not what I wanted. What contracts can we get? Explore the Mun. So what does it want me to do? Fly by the Mun. I think I'm going to send a satellite out to it, because if I don't get my Kerbals back, I don't want to have to revert it. So definitely take that one. So now it wants me to take 5 tourists into orbit. Wow. Well, I'll pick that up after, because I don't want to fail it. It's worth a lot of money in science. But I'm not interested in those kind of missions, so... I definitely didn't mean to decline it that way, but... Alright, I need to upgrade this. Because I need more than 30 parts. Alright, so I leveled both my pilots with that launch, which is what I wanted to do. So now what I want to do... So let's see... How does my... Did I not buy the fairing? I may not have gotten the fairing. So let's go get the fairing, so I can make myself a small satellite. It's not the one that had the fairing in it. No, this is. That's the one that had the fairing in it. Alright, what else does it give me? What is a rotation? A small high torque servo that can rotate attached parts. Oh, okay, no, that's just a rotor. So that gives me pistons, hinges, and rotors as well. Gives me some better decouplers and better nose cones. Alright, well I need to get some science, so... Maybe I will take... You know what? I think Bob and Bill need a run. Don't think we'll land on the moon this trip, but let's take them along for the run. We'll see if we can drop a probe in orbit around the Mun while we're there. Actually, do I even have any? No, I don't. This probably is not a good idea. Alright, where could I get some solar panels? If I get 90 science, I can get some solar panels. Well, let's check. Where do they want me to do some surveys? Below 16 kilometers. Below 19 kilometers. Below 17 kilometers. I can do those. Alright. So the only one I don't want is above 16 kilometers, because it's a little hard for my jet to make it to. And that's the one that's above, so I'm gonna hold off of that one. That is way too quick at those altitudes, so I'm gonna pass on that. Let's quickly find Jeb's jet. Did I not save Jeb's jet? Oh, it didn't actually get renamed to Jeb's, that's all. It's exactly 30 parts, so... if I want to... I would like to make sure that is centered, so put that there. Close that. Now, Just double check all of my information is correct. I think I'm gonna move my wings further forward. I guess I could upgrade to the landing gear. Actually, you know what? I am gonna do that. It's a very long plane now, too. Oh, well, it'll make it a little bit more stable in flight. Don't necessarily want to be a tail dragger. It's going to make it quite difficult to pull off, but it should do. Too heavy, so I don't think there'll be too much flex. Got all three of my Kerbals. Alright, so right now the closest one would be that one there. It's pretty much straight ahead of where we're going. Let's see how well this thing does go. Can I take off the runway? Yes, I can. I also forgot that I took out one of the fuel tanks. To replace that with a structural fuselage, or if you remove it entirely. Oh, I should have put an antenna on this thing so I can constantly the crew reports. close that way. Trying to avoid too much noise with this stupid aircraft. Slowly working my way there. Pretty mud on the horizon over there. There, it's starting to rise up on the horizon, or on the nav ball. If I'd known these were this easy, I would have done this on my trip to the North Pole. Because Jebediah has been to the North Pole. Burn up all my speed while turning, but I'm going to try to reasonably well. Slowly but surely flying around to grab these little bits of science so I can unlock some parts. Make some solar panels so I can make satellites. Oh, this one's above. I don't know how I managed that. Well, let's ignore that one. Slowly working my way to my location. I'm almost there. It's going up. Then the boring part will be done. Alright, well, seeing as I can't get solar panels yet, I think we're going to fly by the moon. Always forget that those can't be radially mounted. Maybe I'll do this. No, let's not do that. Let's do... three decent parachutes on that. And a little baby parachute on... No, that's the third parachute. A little baby parachute on that. So now I'm going to... stack the coupler there. I just realized that still doesn't give me enough passengers to bring all of my Kerbals. And bring my scientists. Alright, let's remodel this again. I just realized I don't have any science on. So that's parts made. Now I just need to finish up my science. No point bringing the barometer to the moon. Actually, I don't know if I get. Maybe I can get science from it. Let's find out. Might as well. I know there's nothing there, but do Kerbals? Who knows? This will be my travel stage. So I want to be fuel efficient. Then I need a couple let's get there fast modules. With nose cones to make sure I don't waste it with drag. Let's give us some gimbal engines for control. Now it just barely has enough thrust weight. My total delta V is not very high. So let's do one more set of get up. Set up some boosters. Not gonna do super huge booster. Well, might as well. Let's save as much fuel as I can. This thing's gonna be a lot bigger than I originally anticipated. We should have plenty of delta V this time. Probably won't need nose cones on these, but let's do it anyways for good measures. Those are very close. Makes me very nervous. Maybe I will rotate these out a couple notches. Alright, so that's one hell of a rocket. It doesn't have enough fuel to land on the Mun, even though it's got landing gear. Oh, now my cat decides he's coming in to sit in my lap. Or, come here, come on. all the way, kitty cat, so I can keep playing. All my millions of viewers are watching and I can't play. Alright, so that should strengthen that. How many parts am I? I know I'm over my 30 parts, but I no longer have a 30 part limit, so... Don't necessarily know if I'm going to need these, but I'll put these in nonetheless. Let's see if I can get this thing to the month. Alright, let's see if I can get this there. Oh, I forgot to name it. Alright, let's try this thing. So I'm not going to start to tip until I drop these heavy boosters, because I don't want them crashing into my craft. Once I drop the heavy boosters, I will start to do my gravity turn. I want to prove that I'm starting to twist the wrong way right now. Don't tip too much or I'm gonna lose her. I just realized I forgot to put batteries on this thing. Alright, now I gotta find out if I have enough fuel to make it to the moon. That's what I was looking for. Now I shouldn't use any electric charge. So now I have to use a trick because I can't use maneuver nodes. Alright, well, we're not gonna make it. We're not making the moon. Alright, so might as well do some science while I'm way up here. So let's go way up to my AP. Ooh, I might want to run a little bit of a prograde burn there. wonder if I can land at Kerbal Space Center this time. I've never really managed to land there unless out of pure fluke, so. I just realized I left debris in orbit. That is so bad. Talks about him, Kay. I forgot to do crew reports while I was up there. Son of a... land at the right spot. I think I'm gonna fall a little short. Probably gonna land on the mountains, which could be bad. But it might actually work out for me. If I'm gonna go too far, I could burst my engines for that last little bit of fuel. I might actually go right past, so I might be able to lower my landing gear too to add some extra drag if I have to. I think I'm going to. Hopefully it'll blow off. That should help bring my drag down. drogue ships. Drogues, there we go. Alright, well, didn't quite make it back to Kerbal, but I'm not too far away. Just a short boat trip away. Alright, now the question is, are my parachutes strong enough? What is going on with the parachutes? Why am I so tipped over? Everything's balanced except for that. Oh. Does that balance the weight out? That should. I don't understand why it's doing that. Really not sure why I'm tipping like that. Alright, well, unfortunately I didn't make it to the Mun yet, but that's gonna be... Anyways, have a good one, everybody, and if you like what you see, like, subscribe, follow, send us a message, email, whatever you want to do. Have a good one.